Hey, it's MK, and I am here with week four's Kit Conspiracy Kit, and this is my first layout. And so I've got these fun photos with four of my kids. We just got to Grandma's house. I also have my little baggie of goodies. I haven't set up my desk just yet with how I'm going to play with this kit. In fact, I didn't even know what it was that I was going to be doing. Like, I've got this giant pocket here. I have no idea what to do with. I know I'm going to use my favoriteest twine in the whole wide world. I have the sticker sheet, which later on I do end up cutting up just so that way it's easier for me to see all the little pieces. I've got these little cut apart sheets that I think I'm going to use this Polaroid here. I think. I don't remember why I pulled that sheet out. Now that I'm looking at it and thinking about it, I think I'm going to cut apart all of these numbers because I'm feeling a little crazy town. So yeah, I don't think I'll be hurting too bad with not having that blue hexagon. I'm going to use this corkboard as my base piece, and then for all the rest of the pieces, I'm just going to use the branding strips. So I'm not even going to be looking at any of the papers, just the little branding strips. I know this seems really weird, but I've got this idea in my brain because one of the things I love about these older kits is they didn't come with a whole lot of embellishments, but the paper themselves provided a ton of opportunity for embellishments. So that's what I'm going to be working on, is basically just taking my papers and turning them into embellishments. And I'm going to start with the branding strips, which is so weird. You would have thought this would have been my very last layout, but no, it's my very first layout. So I'm going to trim off all of these strips and then put all the paper off to the side for something a little later. And then, yeah, we'll see what I can do. But I had an idea with the numbers because I love numbers. That's pretty much it. So we are at Grandma's house. We stopped at Grandma's house for a family reunion right before we headed over to California. So this must have been an odd year because we do California in the odd years. And we did do June Lake in the even years. But since Jason has changed jobs, we haven't been able to do either one of those. It's been, this is 2026. So yeah, it's been 3 years that we have not been able to make it down to June Lake, and we have not been able to make it to California either. So as a family, I should say. Plus we've got, our kids in all different kinds of sports. Our boys go and do the fire crew, the camp crew, to help out fires in the area and surrounding states. And so they are gone a good portion of the summer. And as the kids get older, it's really hard to plan family vacations, but we have full intention of doing so. It just sometimes does not happen. We get everything organized and set up, but then the kids are all gone, and yeah, we just don't end up going because that's how it works. Jason and I have actually been doing our own vacations, a little adulting vacations, but they're quick and short. It's not like we're gone for the same amount of time as we are when we rent a cabin and spend a good time. I think 2 weeks up in June Lake. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my two photos. Now they're technically the same photo, but one, we're trying to get all smiles. I'm Kyrie's trying to hide behind, my head. But my boys love teasing me at the fact that they are all taller than me. And they just absolutely love it every time we get out of the car, or every time, somebody sees us as a family, as a group all together. It's one of those things where I step out and then you've got all these trees behind me. that are children. But yeah, it's one of those crazy things, because especially when they see everybody by themselves and it's not too bad, like, wow, you're really tall. But then you put us all together, and that's when, reality sinks in that I thought I was pretty tall. But not next to my boys, I'm not. So anyways, it's just a big old joke to them, and they love documenting it and taking pictures of it and teasing me about it, which is just fine. All right. So, and poor Kyrie, she is about as tall as I am. I think maybe she's a little taller. I don't think so. I think she's about as tall as I am. And so hopefully that's about as far as she's going to get, but we will see. She's still young. We'll see where she ends up, but I like her at the height that she is, because then, us girls got to stick together, right? Yes. All right. So I'm going to go through. I went ahead and I trimmed up a bunch of branding strips and what I wanted to pull out of the branding strips. And then I'm just going to go through my numbers. Oh, excuse me. I pull out what I think is going to be. And then I wanted to create like a banner piece going across the top of my page, because for some reason I had an explanation for every single number that I ended up using, but then I realized I used 1 through 5. Which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I really did think, and I like the number 2, and then I like the today underneath it. So then it says today, in a way, because I'm covering up the T and the O from the actual word. So I've got that one. And then, like I said, number 1 is just, I had a reason for every single one, but by the time I was done playing with the layout and getting it to look the way I wanted it to, I completely forgot what my reasoning was, to be honest. Like the number 4 represented the fact that I only had 4 kids in my picture, but I really have 5. And so that's why the 5 is bigger and prominent, because you can't ever forget just because they're not there. Things like that. The 23 cent was just an extra, just trying to figure out what else I wanted in my banner to make the banner look like it's full. That's basically the only thing there. And then down below, the numbers were just super cool looking. The off-white numbers are basically repeat numbers from a calendar, and then you've got 0 through 9, which I like is really cool because it reminds me of those little old. Do you guys remember the old squeezer things? And it came up with these. It embossed into these sticker numbers, and then you had these really cool raised, indented. I love that thing. I wish I had one. We Are Memory Keepers came out with one of those little squeezer number things, and I think you could buy a different cartridge for it to where there was letters or numbers. I don't really remember. I never got one because I thought, when on earth would I use one of those? But now I'm thinking about it. I would have used the living daylights out of one of those. But also, too, when you think about stuff like that, you think about how long it's going to be in production, because sometimes a great idea will come out and then you can't ever buy refills for it. So it's a one and done type of tool. And so that's probably why I didn't buy one, because where would I get more of the little paper that goes in for the squeezer part, right? So yeah, I'm always thinking about things like that. When I look at a tool, I know they came out with a long reach stapler as well. I know I'm not even talking about my layout. That's just how I roll. But I know they came out with a long reach stapler, but it wasn't just a normal stapler. You had to buy special staples, and they were super thick. They all had words on them. I think they were like a quarter of an inch wide, the staples were, and they were special staples. So you couldn't just get regular staples to work in this stapler. And I thought to myself, well, I think I ended up buying one, but then in the long run, but as soon as they decide to stop selling this, I have no more refills. And then the tool is obsolete for me. Like, what a waste if you're not going to continue to support the tool and continue to make the product for the tool to be useful. And I think the same thing with my tag maker too. I went nuts buying up all the extra little frames that I could to keep using my tag maker, but I worry about the fact that I won't be able to use it once I'm completely out of making tags. But I do love making my own metal rimmed tags is what it is. And then Tim Holtz came out with a similar but not exact tool. In fact, his looks more like a punch, but the punch doesn't actually create an image. You just put your tag in there and punch it down, which I think was really cool, but I already had the Squeezy thingy from We Are Memory Keepers, and so I bought more rims from him. But I think he came out with punches for the inserts for the rims to make it easier, where We Are came out with templates and you have to trace and cut and all that good stuff. But yeah, to me, it's, if you guys are going to make a tool, then you guys need to support it, for many, many years, not just the year it comes out and then just decide to drop it and not make any more of the refills for it. Like, what is the point of getting us excited about tools like that if it requires a refill? I don't understand. What are you guys' thoughts on that? So anyways, back to my layout. You know me, I have to make my banner interesting, so I am de-stressing all my little pieces. I'm trying to decide as I go how I want this banner to look. It's starting to look a little squished over on the right side and a little sparse on the left side. Do I want to pop things up? Like I said, I'm distressing to see, because when you distress, it already pops things up for you. And so it's one of those things where you don't really need to use pop dots and things. But I am going to end up popping some things up just to add a little dimension and flow to my banner. So I went ahead and pulled out my eyelet briefcase. I think that's the word I was looking for last week. But I'm going to pull out my eyelets case, and it's a banner. I need a way to put my string through things. So I'm going to go ahead and add little eyelets. I chose these little white ones, but the what is that called? The tweezers that came with my eyelet. Oh my gosh, they're super huge. Like the little prongy thingies that make tweezers are massive. Like, how am I supposed to pick up anything with those? So I decided not to use them. I pulled them out. They were from close to my heart. I don't know how I ended up with just the tweezers and not the rest of the toolkit, unless it was a separate thing or I got them some other way. I don't remember, to be honest. And so, but I thought I'd pull them out. And when I did, oh my God, my eyes probably bulged out going, what am I supposed to do with these? Like, they're huge. They're super thick. And I like I like tweezers with, teeny tiny little picks as pick 'em up tools. I also found these uber cute little safety pins. So I thought, oh, those would be cool, because especially when I'm, putting everything on a cork board, and so it'll look like it's all held on by cork and poked into the cork. So I thought that was a cute little tricky thing to add. And then everything that's getting, I think I'm trying to go off of memory, but everything that's getting an eyelet is going to be put down directly onto my cork board. And then anything that might possibly look like they're not is going to go ahead and get popped up. And then I'm just using my little pokey tool that I used, my piercing tool that I use for stitching, to poke a hole in my page before I go ahead and add my clothespin, because of the fact that I didn't want to bend my paper a little bit too much. So I wanted starting holes to be able to get my safety pins in there. So yeah, that is kind of how it's looking. I'm loving it as I am going. I just am in love with how this is turning out and looking. and filling up. It's filling up rather nicely. I wanted everything to be overlapping, almost like they're too crowded. And I love it very much. And then once I am done getting everything all, glued down, I'm going to go ahead and use my string and faux string them all up. Now, everything down below the banner is already glued in. I really wanted to concentrate on how I'm doing the banner because everything else technically was just glued to paper and maybe used a little bit of pop dots, who knows. But yeah, I wanted to really concentrate on the banner piece for you guys instead of trying to figure out how to glue paper to paper type of thing. I did struggle a little bit because that big Polaroid picture over on the right is a sticker, and I had to cut out the middle piece because I'm me, and I didn't like what was showing on the right side of the sticker, so I cut out the center piece and flipped it over and put it together that way, so that way I was able to get what I wanted to see from that sticker out there. But it was also nice too because I was able to cut out the washi portion and tuck my photo underneath it, so now it looks more interactive. Again, my film is out of focus. I do apologize, but here are the close-ups for my first layout using this kit. You guys, I love collections like this where I can cut up all this paper and make all these embellishments and have a ton of ideas and things. Oh, that's out of focus too. My goodness. What is wrong with me? Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Janet Fritz's channel. She is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, and see how she is using this kit for our final week. It's so super sad, but I will see you guys for the rest of the week. And again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it when you check out what I'm doing almost every day. And yeah, I'll check you guys all later. Bye.